Hello guys, welcome back to Terraria. I'm Isle of Cats. Let's get cracking. A little bit of an admission. Last time when I finished the recording, I went back and I just sorted out our chests because it was getting a bit hectic. So I've got materials in one, sort of ores, plants and triggers in the other, potions and blocks, and this one's empty for now. Let's see. So we're just going to explore again. I should go down. It's best here. Let's go over this way and then dig down. Probably about here, actually. Yeah. Okay. We're just going to make our way down and see if we can find some stuff, some good stuff. Same. I've got a helper with me today, Jinxie, our longest living here cat. Not the oldest. The oldest is Rigby, but Jinxie's trying to help out. He really wants to sit on the keyboard, so I'm presuming he's got some sort of advice on how to play. I'm sure he knows best as well. I've started actually coming home. Because I do this, I work 8 till 4 in an office, and I've started as soon as I come home. That's a good amount of order. Feeding the cats. Otherwise, they are all over me. They really want to be my friend, and just basically get in the way. It's a real pain in the arse to try and play anything if the cats haven't been fed. So I generally do that now as soon as I get in around 4:30. But the drawback to this is that they're starving again by 25 to 5. Just do our little L shapes going down. Looks like we're coming up to something here. Okay, hang on. Yeah, so we started really, we had, so the 4 cats are Jinxie, Nucky, Rigby, oh, they're having a fight at the moment, Jinxie, Nucky, Rigby and Mittens, and we started with just Jinxie and Nucky. Mrs. Cat got Jinxie when he was very little. Found him in the street. He under 6 weeks old, or around 6 weeks old. And he looked lost and afraid, and so she brought him home, and he was apparently quite vicious at first, but to look at him now you wouldn't think about it. And later she got Nucky, and they're both I think 6, coming up to 6 and 5 respectively. And then when I moved in with Mrs. Katz, she we decided to get one more. So we went to the local shelter, and in advance we'd looked at the website, and we were purposefully looking for a cat that had a bit of trouble in life, probably wasn't going to get a home any other way. Yikes. Yeah, so looking for one that wasn't particularly like typical kitten, and we found Rigby on the website. His name was Peter at the time, and looking through the website was pretty dangerous, mostly because we would have had every single cat if space allowed. But anyway, we went to pick Rigby up. We called in advance, and they came out to do a house check on us. Said everything's fine, and they saw that the other cats were healthy. We've got a back garden and a cat flap, so that's good. Cat flaps are apparently good for nervous cats, so that they know that they can escape. Into the house. They can get back into the house if they're in trouble outside. That they can also escape is also a good thing. And we went and saw Rigby and fell in love and took him home. While we were there, they were really, really trying to get us to take more And in fact, when Mrs. Katz went into the pen with me to look at Rigby, another cat, Mittens, was climbing up her shoulder and meowing and being all cute, and we ummed and ahed, and while we were waiting for them to sort of box Rigby up to put it in a better, to put it in its truest sense, they were asking if there were any other cats that we saw that we were interested in, and we said, yeah, obviously Mittens, but we need to have a think about it. They were really, really pushy, like trying to get us to take her there and then. And I can understand, I can totally understand their reasoning. They had 100+ cats there that they needed homes for, so someone taking away more than one is their dream. So we were in the waiting room waiting to take Ruby home, and the lady was like, "Oh, are you sure you don't want to take him home? Take her home with you?" Like, yeah, we're really gonna have to think about it. Maybe no, we are gonna have to go and think about it. Anyway, we got home with Rigby, and Rigby was very, very shy, real shy. He stayed in his cat box initially, wouldn't come out, wouldn't even move. So we took the lid off, and he darted out and ran under the nearest, I think it was the big piece of furniture that we have in the living room. Wouldn't come out. Didn't see him for days. We were really worried that there was something wrong with him. Wouldn't go near, like you couldn't go near him. It's over here. Yeah, you couldn't go near him. Knew he was eating because we'd leave food out, and then overnight it would be eaten. But he wasn't interacting at all, and so we thought, well, that's great. We've given him a new home. We kind of wanted a cat that would interact as well, but give him his chance. And over the week, he didn't improve at all. So we were saying, okay, well, what do you think about getting Mittens? Because she was really cute. And we talked about it some more, ummed and ahed about it. Both sort of went through our emotions of, oh no, we can't, oh yes we can. Eventually we decided that we'd get her, so we went to get her. She was actually, because she was in the same pen as Rigby, or Peter as he was, thought it would be good for Peter and Rigby to interact with, which is good. So we got her home, and she was dead opposite of Rigby, really. She was instantly very friendly, very inquisitive, very curious. We weren't sure how they were going to all get on together, all the other cats, but yeah, I mean, we would have had to deal with something eventually. But we got her home, and within minutes she was comfortable. Rigby's still nowhere to be seen. And Rigby's an older cat. He's about 8. He looks about 8, maybe even older. And me and Mrs. Katz were getting increasingly more worried. What if he never ever comes out? What if he bolts it straight away when we try and go near him? And anyway, it stayed like this for a while, probably about 2 months. We wouldn't see him. We eventually, because we had to keep them in the front room at first, just so that they didn't get out of the cat flap. We'd see him come out eventually, just to get food when he thought that we weren't there, and then when he saw us, he'd dart back in straight away under his chair. And then in the weeks that followed, pretty much stayed the same, until about 2 months later. My phone's ringing, hang on. Yeah, about 2 months later, we decided that, what did we decide? I can't even think. Trying to talk and do things is proving problematic. Where was I? So he had stayed in. 2 months later, randomly, went upstairs, and he was under the bed, and I sat down and just put my hand out and called him, and slowly and tentatively he came out. We were getting somewhere, making some sort of progress, but he'd still dart away. We'd never see him, so we decided to buy a cheapy CCTV camera that you can log in from Access remotely on your iPhone. And so we did. We set it up. So we saw all his patterns when we were at work, and that he did move around. He was quite like, or he was all right when everybody else wasn't in the house. But when people were in, he just didn't want to know. And eventually, one day he went out. Like he got out because we'd set the recorder up by the door. And he'd gone out one day, and we were really worried about him. Yeah, we were really worried about him, so we put up posters all over the neighbourhood. We couldn't find him, and it turns out anyway he came back. He comes back at night, and he's just eating and coming back, and just doesn't like being near us in the day. So we took all the posters down after loads of people in the neighbourhood had got in touch and said they'd seen him. Like, no, you can't have, surely. But they had, yeah. He was just dotting around nearby. Actually, still get a couple of calls to this day, which is weird. And where was I? Okay, so yeah, he's settled down now. He's really settled down, which is good. He's still nervous. He's got his best friend in Nucky, but he's a real pushy cat. And am I gonna die if I do this? No. Okay. Yeah, he's a real pushy cat. Sometimes Nucky gets sick of him. Doesn't get along at all well with Jinxie, and Mittens can take him or leave him, I guess. But they're sort of friends, I guess. But I think Rigby is Nucky's best friend. I'm not sure if Nucky is Rigby's best friend. Sorry, the other way around. I'm not sure if Rigby is Nucky's best friend, because I think Nucky's getting a bit sick and tired of him. He always likes to sleep on him, so basically I've just chatted about cats this entire episode so far, and not really got anything done. Oh, we dug down a bit, so yeah. Anyway, me and Mrs. Cat's very happy with the current setup of cats. We sometimes complain that there's too many, but I don't know. I think there's this unwritten rule where you can't have more than one person per cat in a house, and if you do, that makes you a crazy cat person. Well, I'm more than happy to be a crazy cat person. Yeah, I would happily have a couple more, but I think Mrs. Katz keeps me in check. I keep referring to her as Mrs. Katz. We were engaged to be married, looking at getting married in a couple of years. So we're not Mr. and Mrs. Katz just yet, but just for ease of use, rather than Miss Katz, which would be a bit weird, I guess. I can't see a thing, but that's okay. I don't think that these guys can get up. Neither can I. Yeah, super happy with Mittens. She's a real cute cat. Real affectionate, but vicious as hell. Like, she'll bite you and scratch. As you heard in my first video, she was just biting me while I'm trying to play. And she'll chase you up the stairs and bite your feet, and we're kind of hoping that that will just go as she gets older, but I'm not too sure. I think she's just going to be cantankerous. She has a habit at the moment of losing her collar. Like, we'll get home and she's naked, and you know, how has that happened? So it looks like we're in the cabins at the moment. Might die if I'm not too careful. So you better crack open this heart crystal, life crystal. Didn't mean to do that. I meant to jump over, but can hear some activity in the kitchen for the cats. She might end up just teleporting home, because I know that we've met the requirements for another couple of people. I just don't have the space for them in any houses. I also don't want to die. I guess let's see, we'll come across the next bit of ore that we dig up. After that, we'll head back. Actually, yeah, I had a comment on Reddit when I posted my first video saying that the video was too long, preferred it into 20-minute bits instead of 45 minutes. All it was, with this recording software, it's supposed to show you a timer. Except it didn't, like pressing the right buttons to activate the timer, but it wasn't working, so I was a bit in the dark. I had to guesstimate how long I'd been on, and as with anything Terraria, I'd got lost in the motions. So yeah, sorry about that. Each episode from now on should be around the 30-minute mark. I've got my phone set up to just record, on stopwatch to keep me notified of how far we've gone. Okay, I did say we'd come back, but I'm not too happy with tin as my last bit of ore on this collection spree, so I don't want to die, come on. Sorry, we'll go back now. Cool, it is sunny, that's good. Let's quick stack everything to the local chests. And grab some wood, because we'll need that. Just need to chop down these. Yeah, so I think we're expecting the demolitionist to come by. And, well, is anybody else? I'm not too sure just yet, but the demolitionist will sell us some bombs, which is good. I like to use bombs to explore first, in the early game, just because it's faster than digging, really. So I guess by the end of this episode, we'll have the house set up, ready for more NPCs to come by. Cool, that should be enough. We've got some more gel for torches on the way back. Did that grow super quickly, or did I just not chop it down? Stash our money. And what else? So dump that off. Silt blocks we'll keep our jewels. No levy. We'll keep our jewels in the piggy bank just for now. Okay, so we will need 1, 2, 3, 4 tables and chairs. We've got enough torches. We need wood walls and some platforms. Let's take our wood platforms and wood walls. We'll need to make some more wood walls. So we've got about 100 wood. That should do. Yeah, totally enough. Let's start by putting some platforms down just to allow it, just to make it easier for us to get up. And then build off the rest of the house. Again, 6 up. Over the course of the game, you get around 22. I think there's 22 NPCs that you can pick up. Not all will go in the one. Hey, Mittens. She's taking her collar off again. Here. There you go. It actually is hot in here. I'm just going to take my hoodie off. There you go. You can sit on that. There you go. Good girl. Sorry. Right. Go about putting the wall in the background. Back before, I think it was 1.3. Don't quote me on this, but 1.3 that introduced the smart cursor. No, 1.2 must have been, surely. Oh, it might have been 1.3. Before the smart cursor, you had to just do it by hand. Each row took forever. Cool. So let's place the door supports. I know it's not identical. So sue me. Didn't make any doors. That would be a good start. So we need 3 more doors. Okay, now the furniture. Yeah, so this really is basic. I'm only doing this so I can get the NPCs in quickly. And as soon as I get the torches in, I should see the demolitionist. Yeah, okay. We've already got the nurse, merchant and guide living in the world, so I don't think we're expecting anybody else at the moment anyway. But now we'll probably stock up on bombs because that's going to help in the exploration. Anything we can sell, we kitted out in iron. We could do with upgrading to platinum armor. We can craft at the moment. I mean, we're pretty good for everything sort of as is. We've got our platinum pickaxe and sword. We could do with upgrading these, but they're not as essential. Let's just put some platforms. Platforms halfway. So it's a bit easier. And we'll just build on top of these cubes as we go along. Cool, so I think I'm going to leave it there for now. And I think Mrs. Katz will be joining us on another episode, maybe a couple of episodes' time. But yeah, thanks again for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you want. And I will see you later.